Right. Well, we'll start off with the amount of fucking late goals in the Premier League this weekend. I tell you what, it saved my acca and won me a nice little bit of money for the weekend. But yeah, we'll start off there. We'll start off there. I think obviously we had the Liverpool half-12 game. 80 was it 85th minute Robertson scored, 87th minute, something like that.
Yeah, 85th, and then there was another goal in the
In
91st minute. So
Yeah, again, left it very, very late. I didn't think Liverpool looked great, especially in that first half. I thought Wolves looked excellent.
no,
Um,
yeah,
and Yeah, late goals. But late goal, yeah, hey, look, football's a results-based business. Can't complain about that one, can you?
I think nowadays with 10 minutes at a time, I think the 85th minute doesn't even feel late. That's the weird thing almost. I
Yeah,
think it's
true.
more when it's like we'll touch on later with the Spurs game, but I think looking at the Liverpool game, I think it's a proper game of two halves, as the saying goes, isn't it? And I think we started off so poorly in that first half. We could have been 2, 3 goals down if Wolves could score. Pedro
Yeah,
Neto
that
was
could
absolutely unbelievable.
that Cunha chance as well, the Mattis Cunha
Yeah,
chance. How's he?
yeah, exactly.
You
If they
know.
had like someone that could just score, like if they had Raul Jimenez when he was on his form back before he's obviously not there anymore, but someone like that, they'd have scored and they would have been out of sight by the end of that half. We were atrocious, and then changed the system. We went to more of a 4-4-2, and apparently I didn't see a lot of the second half, but we dominated drastically and won the game. So that's good for us. Can't complain.
Yeah, happy days, happy days. I mean, we'll go on to the Villa Palace game as well. That was a crazy game as well. Obviously, Palace went 1-0 up. And I think it was in the 87th minute, I believe, Villa equalised. And then with
Yeah,
two goals in added time as well. And like you say,
yeah.
the late 80 minutes now, they don't seem late. They're not late
No,
goals anymore because the
there's
amount of
still so
added
much
time
time left.
you're getting plus
Mm,
10, plus 12, plus 15 minutes added on.
yeah.
You've nearly got you know over like, it's a ridiculous amount of time left to play still after that.
Mm,
And fair play to Villa. They took those, they scored a penalty in added time and then got another and ran away winners and we're very lucky, I guess, in that sense. And it's been happening a lot though, these sort of late goals, especially with the new added time rule. It's making, to be fair, it's making football a lot more exciting in my eyes, from the neutral perspective.
yeah, 100%. No, I agree. And also, I think I saw a stat up until Sunday, which we'll touch on those games later on, but there wasn't a 0-0 in the Premier League until the Sunday. And that shows that there's been so many late goals, like just because there's more football, there's more opportunities lead to more goals. So as you said, for the neutral, it's a lot more exciting. I'm sure Palace fans and Sheffield fans this weekend will feel a bit hard done
Sheffield
by, but
United, how many times do I have to tell you? Come on, there's three teams in Sheffield.
so they'll feel bad, but I definitely prefer it. Obviously, from both perspectives, is it you get more of your money's worth, and as you said, you can see in the 85th minute, there's enough time to score 2 goals left. There's still plenty of time, let alone 1 goal. So I think it's just more exciting. It means play. You don't see as much time wasting come the end of the game now because they know that they're just going to add it on.
Yeah,
You see it now
Sheffield
stupidly at the
United
start of the game and stuff.
made that mistake, didn't they? I'll tell
Yeah,
you what,
exactly.
the Burnley Forest game is going on right now. I believe
Yeah,
Burnley's keeper, what's his name? James Trafford got booked for time wasting within the
yeah,
first 20 minutes. So we'll
yeah.
see how that
That's
one
just
plays out.
stupid. Yeah.
But yeah, no,
No.
obviously Sheffield United shot themselves in the foot by time wasting. I think it is that I think this added time rule is a real incentive for teams who are used to
Mm,
sort of playing a bit on the back foot, playing a bit defensively,
yeah.
especially against the bigger teams, to go at them a bit more. And I think that disadvantages them. Can't even get my words out massively. Purely because they can't set up in a system that will suit them because the amount of time added on, the players gonna tire out. And we looked at Tottenham,
Yeah.
98th minute and 92th minute.
Yeah.
So
That's just yeah,
102nd
it's
minute
mental.
that they
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
But
no,
Tottenham dominated that game from
did
obviously that
dominate
was
and
a
did deserve to
yeah,
win if
they
you're looking.
deserved it.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, as a Sheffield United fan,
Oh yeah.
you must be in bits after that because that must be horrible to take.
Oh yeah, it just shows Tottenham's level at the moment. I think they're finding ways of winning games when they're not playing well, which
It's that
other teams
mentality
aren't doing.
that
Yeah.
Big
And just
Ange
brought
is
in
Ange's Big
and it's
Ange.
looking good for them. Like their games that last season or season before they'd have probably lost or
Mm.
been lucky to scrape a draw. So the fact they come out winners is massive, and I think that's why they're joint second, aren't they, with
Yeah.
Liverpool and Arsenal. And it shows us how well they've started the season. I think they will eventually fall away, but right now it's looking very good for them and very optimistic for fans, I think.
Yeah, I think especially as a top four club, there are going to be games where you're not going to play well, but if you can still pick up
Mm.
results from those games, it's always a
Yeah,
massive positive because you know you can play well. We've seen
yeah,
Tottenham play well against the likes of Burnley and Manchester United, but when it
yeah,
comes to to playing against a side that, like Sheffield United, but you have a poor performance, if you still have
yeah,
that sort of determination, that mindset to grind out 3 points like they did do on the weekend, then by all
mm.
means they definitely look like top four candidates to me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can speak on Arsenal grinded out a tough result, Liverpool grinded out a tough result, as did Tottenham, and they're all the three teams that are up there right behind Man City. So it shows that if they can do it, the points are like, especially just coming back from international. I know a lot of teams have had issues with South American players coming back late, and it's always a bit of a pain this first game back after international break. And for them to come away with the win, it doesn't matter how you win against that, you win a game. I think, especially with this game, or even to be honest, any game. But I think this more important because you've got sometimes some players haven't got back to like the day before, or you haven't got everyone back
Yeah,
to enough days training. I think, as I said, it shows that all of them have just managed to grind out that game, take it off, and just go, yeah, the performance wasn't what we want, but we won the game. On to the next, and they have all week now to build on until next weekend, which I think is a North London derby for
it
Spurs.
is.
So
It
that'll be a
is the
very
North
difficult
London
game.
derby. Very big game. Looking forward to that
Yeah,
one. But yeah, no, on a whole, Adam. So I think me and you are both in agreement that this added time rule is added a bit. It's added a bit more entertainment into football now, and it's a positive. I think we can both agree on that, especially for the
yeah,
entertainment value. Um, of it, yeah, it's definitely adding to football, I think. But like you said, the 85th minute, it's not feeling like the 85th minute anymore. That's
yeah,
more like the 65th minute as it stands.
exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
so yeah, no, less time wasting, more goals. Can't complain.
Exactly. Players can't really complain like if they're there, like Trafford has said today, waiting minutes within the 10 minutes. That's a joke. You shouldn't be doing that. I don't like, no matter who you're playing against, you shouldn't be doing that within 10 minutes because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have so much time
If he
left.
concedes in the 99th minute, I'm sure he won't be
Yeah,
laughing
it's
as
it's
much.
his own fault. Yeah, exactly. I get
Yeah.
doing it with 2 minutes to go and holding it in the corner, that sort of stuff. I
Yeah, but you got
100%
to
I
make
get
sure
that.
it's 2 minutes to go in added time that you do it, not 2 minutes
Exactly.
ago.
Don't,
Because the 88th minute is
yeah,
again, that's the 78th minute nowadays.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, do it
Ridiculous.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they only have themselves to blame. If they don't want loads of added time on, don't take the piss. Just play the game. Like, it's
Yeah.
as simple as that, really, isn't it? Obviously, they can't help VAR decisions and injuries and stuff like that. I get that, but the stuff they can control, like taking throw-ins quick, like Arsenal were very long on their corners the other day, yesterday rather. I think they took nearly like 30 seconds for one of the corners, which is a lot, and they waited almost just to the point where the ref was about to say something, and then they took it. Um,
Mm.
so they're just finding little loopholes that I think eventually teams will cop onto, and the referees, and then you'll see
Yeah.
a lot more
Yeah,
cards
no,
given out, even more so.
it definitely is interesting. This whole new added timer on. It's definitely adding to the Premier League as a whole and football as a whole. Obviously, it's being used
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
Championship as well,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's adding excitement. And on the Rose Ed podcast here, we like excitement.